Hey y'all, it's LJ from Smart Moms Playing Disney, and I'm going to show you how to take these little dress it up buttons from Hobby Lobby and use them to kind of turn them into magic bandits to decorate your magic band. So you see, I did this one already. I have Chip and Lumiere, and they were kind of my test run. You can kind of see on Chip, he's a little bit, he's a little worse for the wear. He got a little extra dose of super glue, and so we're gonna try and not do the same thing again. So I have everything here that you're gonna need. So you're gonna need these, like I said, they're from Hobby Lobby. They have tons of different ones. I am gonna do the holiday set right now, but they have tons of different Mickey and Minnie ones. They have Ariel, they have Monsters Incorporated, lots of different Disney ones, and then they have lots of different ones that are generic and like princessy or like lots of glittery, sparkly things or sports things for sons. Tons of stuff, and you can go a little crazy if you wanted. And the best part is the Disney ones are $4, the generic ones are $3, and then we used a coupon. A Hobby Lobby almost always has a 40% off full price coupon going on, so we were able to get these for I guess it was 40% off, so probably close to like $2.50. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in there. And you can see on this one that I've already done that two bead buttons are really perfect for what you need. Like, you wouldn't want to put a third on here unless you have a bigger wrist and that's where I kind of wear it. But if you had a bigger wrist and you had this much more space, then maybe you could squeeze a third in here. But so maybe for your husband, but for me, I was able to only fit 2. So this pack with the 5, I will put 2 on 2 bands, and then I'll probably put the Pluto on for my son Asher because he really loves Pluto. So we'll actually decorate 3 bands with these one pack. And then it leaves this, it only goes where the holes are, and so it leaves this area clean if you want to do another type of decoration like a skin, if you order something from Etsy, or you can use Sharpies and draw on it, or we often do like temporary tattoos. When I'm like very organized, I like to order stuff because I think those come out the nicest. Ordering vinyl and things like that from Etsy. So you can do a whole theme where on this side you have, Chip and Lumiere, and then over here maybe you have a vinyl of Beauty and the Beast, or whatever you want to do. Okay, so I'm gonna show you, this is everything you need. You need a magic band, pin, which is optional, but I've liked using it when I was doing it, so if you can find a pin, I'll show you why in a minute. Super glue, and then obviously the buttons. Okay, so we're gonna open this pack, and the fun part for me is to kind of like do the design of it. It's so funny because I don't generally think of myself as like a creative type, but I guess in some scenarios. But I really like the aspect of like, what's gonna look good here? And so I have, for the holiday bands, I have a red one and I have a green one. And I didn't order these special for this. I just had to like go dig around. So this is what I found, which I'm happy that I was able to find both a red and a green one. And so I'm gonna look, and I thought that like the red bow or red hat wouldn't be as good on the red. I thought it would be a nice contrast to put the red with the green. So I was gonna put like the red bow, and then, and I don't know if I want to do like both Mickey and Minnie on one, so I could put Mickey over here. She has a little bit of green on her bow. I think I'm gonna just do this. That's really cute. And then for the red band, Goofy has a green hat, so that'll look very Christmassy. And then Donald has green on his hat, so this is probably what I'm gonna do. So that's the fun part for me, is like deciding. So I'm gonna set the red one to the side with the ones that go on there. And then I have another band here. It's extremely dirty. I didn't even wash it, but it was in the bottom of the bag. But I can put this Pluto on for my son. So I'm going to set that one aside as well. And he's not going to worry. He's young enough, he's not going to care about what, that he only has one. Okay, so the main problem that you have to deal with, let's take this Mickey up close and look at his back. This is pretty fat. And if you look at the holes here, or if you've seen a Magic Bandit, you know this is too wide. So I initially thought that maybe I could just manhandle it and push it through, which I mean it almost does want to go through. I tried to use some tools and push it through and everything, and I ended up just feeling like it would be better to cut it. So you can see there that if I push real hard at the right direction, I can get it to stay. But I thought it would be a little bit safer in the long run to not lose the button if I went ahead and cut this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put how I want Mickey on there, and his buttonhole is like a little bit cockeyed. The other ones look like they're on straight. That's very weird, because even if you were sewing it on a shirt, I don't think you'd want it at an angle, but okay, we're gonna go with it. So we're gonna look at the back and see that we want it to be wider this way. So we're gonna cut this hole just a little bit bigger. So I'm gonna do the top hole for Mickey to give me the most space for putting Minnie on. So I was a little bit scared of this. I was like, how am I gonna do this? But I actually had my husband help me the first couple times, and it's really not too bad. So what you wanna do is put the very tip of the knife where you want, how big you want the cut to be. And then just kind of like move the Magic Band on there until it cuts all the way through. Make sure, yep. Okay, now we're gonna take Mickey and we're gonna put him in there and see if that's big enough, which it's probably not, because the other ones I had to cut both sides, but we're just gonna check because I don't wanna be surprised. I probably could just leave it like that. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and leave it like that. Okay, so then the other thing is, if you're cutting the band this way, you gotta keep in mind that that's gonna be a weaker spot in your band. If you're cutting it this way, it's probably not gonna cause as much of a problem. So, and most of these beads or buttons are set up so that you would cut it this way, which is better. So this one just happens to not be, but that's okay. So now we're gonna take Mickey and we're gonna just make sure that I have it in my head how I wanna put him on. Okay, and then we're gonna lay him down and we're gonna go for our super glue. And now the first time that I did this, you guys, I over super glued and I actually ended up with super glue injuries to my fingers. So just put it gently around where you want it. And you can go out a little bit if you have a little flat surface, because that's all gonna be touching the band. And then you're just gonna go ahead and line it up how you want it and go ahead and push it through. And now this is where I like to have the pin handy if I can do it. This one's actually, if I would have made the hole a little bit bigger, I probably would have had an easier time. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get the pin through because I'm pushing really hard to get that through. So I'm just gonna hold it with my fingers instead. When I had a little bit easier time pushing the pin through, or pushing the button through the hole, I would then take the pin and grab it and jam it through the buttonhole. And then I could remove my fingers sooner without having to worry about, is the super glue drying on my fingers? And I don't know if you can see, but actually on my pointer a little bit of super glue did just dry on there. So I think we did okay. I'm gonna go ahead and move my hands. And there he is. And I could have put a little more glue. Actually, you know what? I think I might try and take him back off and widen that hole out, because you can see it really doesn't want to go through there. Let me see if I can. You see how stuck on they really are. Okay, so we're gonna use take two, because what we're gonna do is widen this hole out, because that just didn't work. It didn't push through well enough that the whole thing was glued on the way that I would have preferred. So we're gonna try that again. So see how big that hole is now? And we're gonna see how it fits now and hopefully get a little bit better, because this way the glue is gonna go all the way through that hole, and then also the front, the Mickey is gonna sit flatter on the MagicBand. So I think this is gonna turn out a little bit better. So now we're gonna go ahead and put more glue on it. So lesson learned, you guys can avoid that. The super glue does come out fairly fast, so be ready for it. And then we're just gonna line this baby up and see how much easier that's going through. And then this was what I was talking about with the pin. The pin's getting stuck to me now because I have super glue on my fingers from last time. Okay, I think that's seating a lot better because it's sitting better on the front. I do wish I had cut that better from the beginning, because then having to hold my hands there, not being able to put the pin through, caused me to get super glue on my fingers, and then the second time it was harder. But you see here now, as I'm bending this, Mickey's not rising up from there. He's on, like he's glued further down because we were able to push the bottom of the pin or the button through. Okay, so now we're gonna do Minnie, and we're not gonna make the same mistake. We're gonna make sure that we cut that hole big enough. I did not know how crucial it was until this time. Okay, so I think I'll put her right there. Let me put the band on really quickly and see how I'm gonna wanna wear it. And I think I might give this one to my mom. I think she'll like it. But her hand is about the same as mine, so. Okay. So as long as it's not coming past there, we're fine. So we're gonna take Minnie and we're gonna put her, yeah, so that will be a good spot. It's the 1, 2, 3 hole from the bottom. Okay, so now we're gonna set this down. We're gonna double check. Minnie is actually the other direction, like her little loop on the back is going up and down, whereas Mickey's was going side to side. So I wanna cut the hole up and down now, and this is the way most of the ones that I have here are almost exclusively that way. Mickey just happened to be the exception. So now I'm gonna set this knife point down where I want it to be, and I just leave it there. I feel like it's less dangerous moving the band, not the knife. And then I'm gonna flip this over and go the other way. So I'm gonna just put the point down where I want it and go ahead and pop that through. Okay, then I'm gonna just try it out and make sure, because lesson learned from last time, that it really is important how big this hole is. So we're gonna make sure that Minnie, yep, this is much better. She almost would stay, she wants to stay there, so she almost would stay with no glue. That's how good we got the hole that time. So see how that looks on the back? So what we're gonna do though, we're still gonna glue it because I've lost enough Magic Bandits to know that just glue it. Okay, so now we're gonna glue. We don't need a lot. I like to make sure that I'm getting glue in the loop, because that, and like all over on the loop, because that's gonna be touching the hole, the sides of the hole. So I think, oh gosh, that was a lot. Did you know you can kind of suck glue back up? You just kind of squeeze the tube and get it to like vacuum it up. It's like, it's a little known secret. Okay, I still have a little too much, so I'm scared for my hands. I'm gonna end up getting more super glue injuries. Aren't they the worst? Okay, ready? Now we are gonna just put her on there and push her through. Come on, Minnie. Work with me. Now you went so good when you didn't have glue on you. Now you don't want to go. Sometimes it's just lining it up right. And then I think I could probably get the pin through on this one. Yeah, see, that's what I like. When I did it the first few times, that's what I wanted to do, and it really held it nicely and allowed the mini to be, or the button to be down far enough to hold some pressure. A toothpick would even work really well because it might, you know, the taper of a toothpick might kind of give you the ability to push it how far you want it and have it hold the pressure at the right level. Okay, then I feel like she's pretty glued on there. See, I didn't get her, the top half as sturdy. But I think she's gonna be okay. So, there she is. And here is the Beauty and the Beast one. So it's very fun and easy. And I wouldn't leave your kids to do it, especially with super glue and knives, but you know, supervise an older child. I think they could probably do it on their own, but I hope you guys have fun. Okay, there's a bunch of them all done. And we still have several more buttons to do, but this is the prettiest magic bands we have right now. So we're gonna save these to put on some better magic bands. But look how cute they are, oh my goodness. They came out so great.